So welcome back to my channel. I've been doing a lot of different crafts lately, and this one is one that I just thought I would see how this worked. So this is a picture that I got at a thrift store. It was literally like $2, and it looks like it originally was from Marshall's. So it was like 15 bucks to start, looks like. So I am just basically tearing it apart. I am tearing it apart, and I am so sorry that I am sick today. But I've been sick lately, so I am trying to make a video without sounding like Phoebe from Friends when she sings Smelly Cat, and she's like super popular because of her sickness, so then she tries to get sick all the time. So I have like the cool like Smelly Cat voice. So if you haven't seen that, go watch it, because why? Why haven't you seen it? Anyway, so I'm just basically ripping this thing apart. So I'm taking everything out. This did not have a glass on the front. It just was like a piece of cardboard with like a painting on it. And I didn't like it, but I loved the frame. I mean, the frame is the bee's knees. And I'm planning on doing my room kind of, with greens and things like that. And this would go perfect. So I found some of this sticky wallpaper that I had used. These are just scraps that I had from recovering the back of my cutting table, actually. And I had these scraps. I'm like, what can I do with this? Will this work? And it totally will. And it will match my room when I'm done. So I'm literally just cutting a piece that I like, trying to pick which flowers I want in my background photo thingy there. So I'm just kind of cutting it. I'm not even drawing lines or anything, just cutting it out the best that I can. It doesn't have to be perfect at all. Unless you're like super OCD about being perfect, I just chopped it and it looks really good. So all this is sticky wallpaper. So I'm just undoing it. And it was at this point that I'm like, oh, I shouldn't have started this before finding like one of those like pusher things like you get with your Cricut or with, your whatever thing for wallpaper. I don't know. But anyway, to like straighten it out. But this is to show you that you don't need anything, because I did it just fine with my finger, and I was just kind of stretching it because there was a little bit of a ripple in there, and just kind of pushing it down. And thankfully the painting on the back was flat enough that you couldn't really see it through the wallpaper, and the wallpaper is kind of busy, so you probably wouldn't see it anyway. And then also it was kind of a rough surface to begin with. If it wasn't a rough surface, maybe sand it a little bit. And then I just put some cardboard that was on the back of the photo and flattened it out even more, made sure it stuck really nicely. And that was it. Like, that was super easy. Like, I literally did that in I don't even know. There was a little bit hanging off, so I did use my paper scissors to chop off the little bit that was hanging off because I didn't line it up perfectly. I don't know if y'all have scissors that are marked paper and fabric, but I definitely do. So now I'm going to stick it back in the frame just as easily as it did when it came out. It went in great. I just had to fiddle with it just a little bit, push it underneath those staples, then put the cardboard backing back on. You could cover the back with some more paper if you really wanted to make it look professional, but I'm not going to do that because that's going to be against the wall anyway, and I really don't care that much. So I'm going to just push these back down to hold the picture in place. And it's really super easy to do this. And look at how pretty it is. Oh my God. Now I could have just left it like that, but I thought it was a little plain and I needed something. So this is a very cute picture of my dad and I. I just really like this picture. It was one when I was a little kid, and we did historical reenactment and kind of 1750s time period, French and Indian War. And so that was one of my greatest memories growing up, and something that my family did together and my dad was a big part of as well. So this is one of my favorite photos of us, and it's great because it's just kind of us looking off into the sunset. And he recently passed away. So I just really like this photo, and it means a lot more to me now that he's not here anymore. So this is just a thank you card because I don't really have any cardstock or any cool paper that I could find. And I didn't really think anything too fancy was going to match the photo because there's kind of a lot going on with the frame and the background. So I kind of wanted something simple. So I just cut the corners off of the thank you card And I was thinking about coloring them with this paint pen to match the gold frame. But the paint pen color that I have is more of a yellow gold and not whatever color the frame was. It just didn't match. It didn't match at all. So I'm like, scrap that. No, thank you. So as you can see, I'm thinking, what am I going to do? What am I doing with my fingers? I don't even know. Oh, excuse my sickness. Anyway, so I just decided to go with the like cream colored whiteness because there's white in the photo. There's a lot going on. And I figured it didn't look bad. So I'm just measuring, making sure that I get it in the center. I also want this photo to be able to be removed if I want to put a different photo in there. This photo is 4x4, and I thought that it went pretty well in the middle. So I'm just measuring to make sure it's as close to the middle as I can. And I found out that it's not really a good measurement on the inside there, and it was kind of difficult to get it in the middle. So I just kind of eyeballed it a little, made it seam in the middle. And you can be more precise if you want to, especially if you have a different sized picture frame. It was like a weird measurement, like 6.25 or something, 6.5. Anyway, it was weird. So I kind of put it as best as I could in the middle. And I keep measuring because I'm like, what the heck is happening? Like, dude, this is not lining up. It's a 4x4 picture. Like, I know it's a 4x4 picture. Anyway, so I wanted it to be able to come out, so I was going to use this really nice rolly stuff. And did you see I almost did it on my cutting mat, and I would have been so sad because I wasn't sure that this like Elmer's glue rolly stuff was going to actually come off my mat. So I'm glad I stopped myself, and I was like, oh, nope. So I found the back. This is just the back of the paper, the wallpaper, and it was like kind of like shiny and not sticky. So I rolled it on the outside of the paper so that there was a gap. I don't know if you can see that. So that way I can remove the photo and stick it back in. So the photo actually doesn't have any sticky on it at all. It's just the little corners that are sticky. So that way if I want to remove the photo and put a different one in later, I totally can. So I'm doing that with both, and I decided just to do the 2. I put 4 on there just to see if I liked what 4 looked like, and I didn't really like it. It kind of distracted from the picture a little. I thought maybe if it was like a hunter green to match the background, or maybe just a different color to match one of the flowers or something, it wouldn't have stuck out so much. But I kind of liked just the 2. I felt like it was just fine enough, and it was kind of a little off, and I haven't really seen anything like that before. So I thought 2 is fine. 2 is just fine. So I'm measuring again because I'm trying to figure this out. And then in the end, I just decided to say, screw it. I'm just doing what I want and just eyeballing it, putting it in the middle. And it's fine. It's fine. Be more precise if you want. But this is a quick project that I just was like, I want to do something with this. Let's see what I can do. Because my favorite thing is just seeing what I can do and making it up as I go along. Like, I like working with a pattern or working with an idea or whatever. But I find that I get the most enjoyment figuring things out as I go. And the project kind of evolves into something I really wasn't even planning on at the end. And I always like those projects better than the ones that I have like meticulously planned out and take forever to figure out. And then, oh, it didn't work. And so now I'm upset. So this is great because I just didn't really have a plan going in and just did it. And I'm just going to be done because I think it looks great. And there's the great picture with those little things and the sticky tape that I used on the inside there of the little picture hangers, whatever those are called, picture corners. They work great. And here it is in my living room. I think it looks wonderful, and I can change out that picture if I want, but I don't think I will. I think it looks great. And of course, in my decor, it looks wonderful as well. So I hope you enjoyed this craft, and I hope it inspired you today.